My name is Johnny Barnett, and what I'm doing here are short little videos on different aspects of astrology, different areas of interest. So if you're really into astrology and you want to get a little deeper than just, what's your sun sign, I'm giving you some next level information here. So I hope you enjoy it. Love to hear what you have to say in the comments. If there's a topic you want to see in the future, feel free to drop me a note in the comments. Today's topic is chemistry, like almost everyone's favorite subject. Like, how do you and me get along? How do these two people get along? What are those two people doing together? Why do these two people not like each other at all? It all shows up in the charts of the two people. So if you've had your chart looked at before, or if you've taken a look yourself, you notice that there are different lines connecting, say, your sun and your Venus, or your moon and your Jupiter. The lines that show the connections are what we call the aspects. And so when you're looking at your own chart, there's what's going on inside of you, what makes you who you are. When you look at two people's charts, you see how person one's planets connect with person two's planets. And sometimes it's really nice, and sometimes it's really awful. And so that's what we're talking about when we talk about chemistry. What do these two people have going for them? And so, friends, lovers, parents, children, co-workers, enemies, you can look at the relationship between you and anybody in your life to help you understand what's going on there, what's below the surface. Why is it that you feel the way you do, and if it's causing you pain, what can be done about it? So let's start with the easy stuff. Trines, which is where we get the word triangle. Trines are when two planets are 120 degrees apart from each other. So let's say, for example, you are an Aries and your friend is a Leo. That's real easy. They're 120 degrees apart. That's a trine. Of course, for those who are expert in astrology, I'm rounding off to signs. It gets a little more complex, but just for the sake of this discussion, Aries and Leo are trine to each other. Sagittarius is also trine to both Aries and Leo, and you see those three signs are the three fire signs. So they share that element, that common element, just like the three water signs, the three earth signs, the three air signs. Whenever you meet someone whose sun is in the same element as you, it's generally easy to get along. Now, how many friends and lovers, couples, do you know that are trying to each other? You see it all the time. Like I said, it's like the go-to easy peasy lineup for everyone. However, not everyone is looking for easy, especially when it comes to romantic partners. Some people not only like a challenge, they need a challenge. For whatever reasons, we'll save that perhaps for another video, but some people like a little friction. Some people like a little resistance. Some people like a challenge. This is represented by the squares. When two planets are squared to each other, they are 90 degrees apart. And so you could see this, say, going back to our Aries example, the square to Aries on one side is Cancer, the other square on the other side, 90 degrees the other direction, is Capricorn. How many Capricorns and Aries do you know that get along? It's not always easy. This can also be true, like I said, we're not just doing sun signs here. Moon signs square is like absolutely the most difficult thing there is in a relationship, because the moon represents your relationship style, your relationship needs, how you like to interact and relate to others. And when two people's moons are square to each other, it's almost like, don't let these two people in the same room at the same time. They're going to have to work hard to not show their distaste for the other. So yeah, it's sun signs, it's true too, but like I said, with moon signs, because it's more of an emotional way of being in the world, the moon, it's really, really challenging. What's really, really great when we're talking about romance, I know this is the moment you've all been waiting for. What's really great is the conjunction between a man's sun and a woman's moon. That, according to astrological research, which means this is just facts that have been compiled, that is the most common aspect between married couples. Why is that so often found in married couples and couples of all kinds? It's that the sun representing one's masculine nature, and this is with the man having his sun in the same sign as the moon, as the woman's moon, which describes your feminine nature. So that puts the man in his natural element and the woman in her natural element. And when they combine, it feels good. There's no simpler way to put it. It feels really good. It's a sense of knowing or having known this person a long time, or not having to explain yourself to this person because they already understand you. Again, they can be friends, lovers. It can go with same sex. It doesn't have to be opposite sex. It doesn't even have to be man with the sun and woman with the moon. It can be man's moon and woman's sun. It goes all different ways. But when you meet someone like this, the attraction is immediate and apparent, whether it's friends or lovers. So yeah, there's all different sorts of things to look at. The juiciest parts. This is where we get a little more physical. We're looking at Venus and Mars. This is the sweet stuff, right? The sun and the moon is more like, this feels really good, and the Venus and the Mars stuff is like, this feels really good on the physical level as well as the emotional level. So yeah, that's your romantic chemistry right there. Now we don't want to leave out Mercury. How you think. You want to have strong Mercury connections if you're going to have any sort of long-term relationship. You've got to be able to talk and understand one another. I love the scene in Star Trek, The Next Generation, where one of the characters is describing what it's like to have a relationship to an alien who has they're non-binary. They don't have gender in their culture. And he says, well, what I look for in a woman, she's got to look a certain way, she's got to be smart, but the most important thing is she's got to laugh at my jokes. And it's really funny when he tells it, but when you think about it, it's really true. How many long-term relationships have you had with someone who doesn't get you, who can't laugh with you? So there you go. Mercury, astrology sort of leaves Mercury to the last, but you can't forget Mercury. He's so important in the relationship dynamic. So there you have it. There's just a few of the elements we look for when we're talking about chemistry between two people, the good and the bad. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you're interested in learning more formally, I'm going to be doing astrology classes starting September 23rd. Drop me a note in the comments if you'd like to get more information. And you can also check out my website, my Facebook. I post stuff there too. And yeah, glad you could join us today. And I look forward to seeing you next time.